We will begin our practice today in a comfortable seated position. If this is uncomfortable for you, you can take a block and sit on that, or you can use a rolled up towel or blanket, just anything that lifts you up away from the floor a few inches. But if it's more comfortable to sit on the ground without the block, go ahead and remove the block out from underneath of you. Find whatever works best for you. All of our bodies are different, so all of our bodies will require something different for comfort. So take whatever time you need to get comfortable here in easy pose, even if you need to pause the video and come back when you feel ready. I know it sounds like an awful lot of work for one simple pose, but trust me, it is so worth it because you don't want to be uncomfortable here. Place your palms on your knees and sit up tall. Your eyes can be opened or closed. Start by breathing in through your nose and then breathing out through your nose. Start to find a long inhale as you reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, we'll twist to the right, taking your left hand to the outside of your right knee and bring the right hand behind you to the floor. Sit up tall, lift the heart, and gaze slightly over the right shoulder. Breathe in deeply as you reach your arms up overhead, and exhale as you twist to the left, taking your right hand to the outside of your left knee and your left hand behind you, sitting up tall. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to the ground, and we're going to crawl forward onto a tabletop position, bringing your hands just underneath of your shoulders and feet together as you bring your knees out wide and sit back into a child's pose. Reach your arms long out in front of you, palms face down on the mat, and allow the crown of your head to touch the mat. Breathe here, relaxing and letting yourself just feel heavy. With your inhale, walk your hands around to the right, keeping your shoulders facing the ground, and still let your head hang heavy. Feel a nice deep stretch through the left side of your body. And inhale, come back through center. Take a deep breath. Exhale, walk your hands now around to the left. Again, keeping your shoulders facing the floor. Try not to let the left shoulder lift and the right shoulder drop. Breathe in here. And then exhale as you walk your hands back around to the front. We'll remain in child's pose, and there are a few different modifications you can take depending on which stretch feels best. You can choose to flip your palms up toward the sky, or you can place your palms down and then tent your fingers, lifting your wrists up off of the ground. So experiment and see what feels best to you. On your next inhale, begin to press your hands into the ground. Tuck your toes under and lift your hips up and back for downward facing dog. Feel like you're pressing the front of your mat forward with your hands. This will straighten your back, and then you can start to pedal your knees out one at a time, just opening up through the hamstrings. Make sure you're pressing your hands into the mat with your fingers open wide, pressing into the knuckles of each finger and the fingertips to give you a stronger base of support. Let's take a long, deep breath here in downward facing dog. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it go through your mouth. And then begin to look forward. Bend your knees and then walk your feet up to the front of the mat, tiptoeing and come to a forward fold. Hands can rest on the ground, or if they don't reach the ground, you can also place them on blocks or books or whatever you have to lift you up away from the ground. The important thing is that you're not hunching and rounding your back and reaching for your toes, trying to get your hands to touch the ground. You just want your back nice and long. Now we'll move into our half forward fold pose. Go ahead and exhale. And then as you inhale, begin to look about 2 to 3 feet out in front of your mat. You can keep your fingertips on the floor if they easily reach and your back is nice and long, with the crown of the head reaching forward and the tailbone reaching back. You don't want to have your back rounded and hunched again here. Now, bend your knees if you need to and stick your tailbone out behind you, and this will keep your hips in the correct position. Begin to look up, and we'll reverse swan dive all the way up to stand, bringing your hands together overhead. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. And take a deep breath in. Open your arms up wide, gaze up, palms together. Exhale, fold forward. We come back into our forward fold. Same thing as before, neck and spine long. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, reverse swan dive back up to stand. Upward facing salute. Exhale, hands to heart. Fold forward again. Inhale, lift halfway, gazing forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise back up, reverse swan dive, palms together, hands in front of the heart. We're going to step back with our left foot into a high lunge. Back heel is lifted and reach your arms up high. Another option is that you can come down onto your back knee if you'd like. Toes could be tucked under or pointed. Place padding underneath of your knee if necessary. We'll prepare to come into our warrior one pose. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and gaze forward as you step your back foot out just slightly to the left, turning the back toes out 45 degrees. Front toes point forward, back toes point to the front left corner of your mat. Make sure that the front knee is stacked over top of the front ankle and the knee is not coming past that point to avoid unnecessary pressure in the knee. Inhale as you reach the arms up, lower your shoulders away from your ears, and then bring your hands together in front of your heart as you straighten your front leg. Stick your tailbone up and pin your arms to your sides as you fold forward halfway. Try not to round your back and hunch forward here. Here in pyramid pose, it's extremely important that the front leg remains straight but not locked out. Keep pressing back with the right hip and lengthen from the tailbone all the way to the crown of the head. Bring your gaze to your front toes or just beyond your toes as you start to fold and lower down, making sure that you don't round your back. Hands can come to the floor or blocks, or you can even place your hands on your shin or your thigh. Back should be straight and the front leg should be straight. Bring the gaze forward and bend into the front knee, stepping the back foot forward and rise all the way up to mountain pose. Remember, you can always take rest in child's pose anytime you need it. You can even pause the video if you'd like and then restart when you're ready. Bring the hands together and step the right foot back into a high lunge. If you need to, you can drop down to your back knee. Toes can be tucked under or toes can be pointed, your choice, but pad your back knee if it's uncomfortable on the ground. So knee on the ground or knee lifted, whichever you choose, bring your arms up overhead. Gaze forward, roll the shoulders down the back. Make sure that the knee is stacked directly over top of the ankle to avoid any knee injury. We also want to protect the back ankle, so try not to press back into the heel. Pull the heel to stack over top of the toes. Bring your hands together in front of your heart as you prepare for warrior one pose. Drop the back heel down and turn the back toes out 45 degrees, bending your front knee so that it's stacked over top of the front ankle. Reach the arms up high and gaze forward. Lower the shoulders down away from the ears and engage the core muscles to pull the belly in and keep the spine nice and tall and straight. Making our way into pyramid pose, bring your hands to your heart and push your hips back and your tailbone up as you pin your arms to your sides, lowering halfway. Shoulders back, back nice and flat, and then bring your arms to the ground or blocks. Let your head come down, gazing at your toes or out in front of your toes. Keep pulling your left hip up and back, and make sure that your left leg is completely straight, but be careful not to lock the knee. Take a breath in. Exhale. Look forward, bend the front knee, and step the back foot forward, coming into forward fold. lift all the way up, palms together overhead, and then exhale, hands to heart. Step your right foot back about 2 to 3 feet on your mat. And then drop the heel down, turning the right toes out 90 degrees so they're facing the side of the mat. Left knee is bent 90 degrees. Arms reach out to a T as you gaze out over your left middle finger in Warrior Two. Inhale, reach the left arm forward, flip the palm, and reverse your warrior. Right arm can reach down the right leg as the left arm reaches up and over. You can gaze up towards your top hand, or you can gaze down towards the floor. You can even bind the right hand behind your back, reaching it towards the left hip. Inhale, come back to Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Turn to face the side of the mat, pivoting the front foot so that it matches the same direction as the back foot. Bring your hands to your hips and lower halfway. Press your hips back, press the crown of the head forward, and then start to lower your upper body down. You can place the hands on the mat, or if you need to place your hands on blocks, you can do that, adjusting the height accordingly. And of course, if you don't need the blocks, just allow your hands to rest on the ground. Breathing, and then slowly bring your arms up overhead and palms together in front of your heart. Turning your right toes to face the back of the mat, bend the right knee and reach your arms out to a T. Gaze out over the right middle finger. Inhale, flip the right palm up as you reach forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Right arm goes up toward the sky, left arm goes down towards the left leg. You can even, again, wrap that left hand behind you toward the right hip for a bind. Gaze up towards the right hand. And then inhale back into Warrior Two. Straighten the front leg. Bring your hands to your hips. And then turn to face the front of the mat, pressing your hips back towards the back of the mat, and take the left hand down to the left leg as you reach the right arm up toward the sky. Keep the left leg completely straight, but try not to lock the knee out. Stack the shoulders, stack the arms, one long straight line from fingertip to fingertip. Rise all the way up to stand, arms out to a T. And pivot the feet again so that the right foot is facing the back of the mat, left foot is facing the side of the mat. Left arm reaches up toward the sky as the right arm reaches down towards the right leg. Hand does not have to touch the floor. Keep the right knee from locking, but keep the leg straight. Inhale, come back up to a T, bring your hands to your hips. Turn to face the front of the mat and step forward to the front. Inhale, arms reach up toward the sky. Exhale, fold forward. And then separate the feet about hip width distance apart. Bend one knee at a time, just stretching out the hamstrings. You can sway your hips while you do this. You can sway side to side, really just incorporating some movement there. And then bring the feet back together. Inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Palms together in front of the heart. And we'll come into tree pose, our first balancing pose. Root down into the left foot and turn the right toes out to the side, bending the right knee. The right heel can be on the left ankle, or you can bring the sole of the right foot to the inside of the left calf below the knee, or the inside of the left thigh above the knee. You just don't want to be pressing the foot onto the knee. Hands can stay at heart, or you can reach your arms up and out wide like tree branches. Keep breathing here and keep your gaze focused on something unmoving in front of you for balance. Exhale to bring your hands in front of your heart and lower the right foot. Shake your legs out, and then we'll do the other side. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and root down into the right foot as you turn the left toes out, bringing the left heel to the right ankle, or bringing the sole of the left foot to the inside of the calf or the inside of the thigh. Keep pressing your left knee back, pull the belly in, gazing at something unmoving in front of you. Hands can stay at your heart, If you'd like, you can reach the arms up toward the sky, out like tree branches. Exhale as you lower your left foot to the ground, shaking your legs out again. You've worked really hard. Now let's come down onto the mat for some nice, relaxing poses. We'll start in a seat. Bring the soles of your feet together. Knees splay out wide, and make sure that you have blocks nearby. If it's really uncomfortable for you to have your legs out wide, you can place a block under each knee and sit up nice and tall. And just like easy pose, if this pose is uncomfortable for you, place a block underneath of your seat. Make this comfortable. So you can hold on to your ankles, or you can grab your big toes, or you can place your thumb on the insides of the soles of your feet and peel your feet open like a book, pressing the pinky toe edge of the feet together. And then start to walk your hands forward as far as it's comfortable. If they don't go forward at all, if you feel like you're really hunching forward to do this, then just stay seated upright. Breath in, exhale, and come back up to center. I know I said we were going to relax, but we have one more pose to do that's a little bit of work before we actually do slow down. Coming into boat pose, bend your knees, bringing your hands lightly behind your thighs. Keep your back nice and straight, sit up tall, and you can lift your heels. Hands can stay behind the thighs, or you can bring the hands out like you're holding a tray. If you want, your feet can come off of the ground, thighs parallel to the mat. Keep breathing here. I know this pose is hard, but you can do it. One more breath in. And then exhale. Start to slowly lower the feet down to the ground. Great job. Now we can relax, I promise. Hug your knees into your chest and give yourself a nice big squeeze. Give yourself a hug, you deserve it. Keep your knees drawn into your chest, but open your arms out to a T. Drop the knees over to the right and look out past your left arm. Keep your knees stacked and your hips stacked, and just relax as you feel yourself pressing down into the mat. Take a breath in and release it. Take some time to relax here. A nice spinal twist is always nice after you've done some core work. Bring your knees back into your chest. Keep your arms out to a T and then drop the knees over to the left. Looking out past the right arm, keep the knees and the hips stacked. And just breathe here. Enjoying this twist on the left side. Feel the right shoulder blade become heavy on the mat. Inhale as you bring your knees back into your chest and give yourself one more nice final squeeze. Extend your legs down to the mat and bring your arms by your sides. Finally taking Shavasana, relax onto the mat. Let your feet splay out wide. Let all of your muscles just relax. Allow your eyes to close. Allow the tongue to rest comfortably in the bottom of the mouth. Breathing in deeply, softly and fully exhale. Take a few moments to just enjoy this peace and tranquility. I'll make sure I guide you out in just a little while. Begin bringing small amounts of movement back into your body, wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe rolling your wrists and your ankles as you reach your arms up overhead, giving yourself a nice stretch. Hug your knees into your chest. Let your right arm reach overhead as you roll onto your right side. Let your head rest on your right arm. Let your left arm drape in front of your body to support you. Ending each practice in fetal pose signifies new beginnings. Push yourself up to a comfortable seat on the mat, bringing your hands together in front of your heart, bowing your head in a gesture to remind us of the connection between mind and body. Please go from here today with peace and inner strength. I honor the place in you where the entire universe resides. I honor the place in you of love, of light, of peace, of truth. When you are in that place in you and I am in that place in me, we are one. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this practice, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button on this channel and also hit the thumbs up for me and post a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you thought. Thanks so much. Namaste.